A couple months ago, Sarah and I did a video where we made a 2-ingredient pasta out of mozzarella cheese and egg yolks, and you guys seemed to really like it. And while we really did like that recipe because it was only 2 ingredients, the prep time for that recipe was really long. You had to put it out on a rack, you had to put it in the refrigerator for over 24 hours, and who wants to wait 24 hours to eat pasta? I don't. And so we came across this recipe on TikTok that is another 2-ingredient pasta recipe that's done in 30 minutes. But before we get started, we wanted to talk about something, and that's a comment left by one of you. James Palmer said, "I honestly don't know why you two don't have more subscribers. You're so entertaining. You look like you really enjoy the process." That said, I think that you need to let viewers know what percentage of them are actually taking the time to subscribe and remind them of how liking and subscribing helps support the channel. You both deserve better. That's very kind of you to say, James. So at this time, we do ask that you like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out with the YouTube algorithm so more people see our content. So this recipe comes from content creator I Know a Sauce on TikTok. And it says, drop some pounds before spring with 2-ingredient pasta. And the 2 ingredients in this pasta are gelatin and mozzarella cheese and water. Which doesn't count, okay, because it's bloomed gelatin. So the 2 ingredients in this recipe are bloomed gelatin and mozzarella cheese. You know, clickability wise, 2 ingredients is way better than 3 ingredients for a YouTube video. So I'm really hopeful about this recipe because it seems really simple. You're gonna need 1/2 cup of water and a pot to simmer the water in. So we're going to pour our water into our pot and get that heated up first. Also, you can add flavoring to this pasta, which she mentions in her video. We're just gonna be using about 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning in our pasta, but you could use any kind of seasoning you want. We actually made the viral keto pasta by Keto Asian Flavors, and in that recipe, we used turmeric. And the turmeric gives it like this really nice yellow color, which you find in some pastas, and it made it really look legit. So this recipe calls for a surprising amount of gelatin. And by surprising, I mean that we actually didn't have enough gelatin to make this recipe. You need 4 packets of gelatin for this recipe, so we had to go out and buy more. So for this recipe, you're going to need the entire 4 packets that come in this box. And we're gonna open the packets and pour them into a dish just to make it easier. And that seems like a lot of gelatin, so I'm interested to see how this is gonna turn out. So we are not the original creators of this recipe, and this just seems like a huge amount of gelatin, like too much gelatin. So I'm kind of nervous that this is wrong in some way, but she clarified that you're supposed to be using 4 packets of gelatin in this recipe, so here we go. I'm gonna put in 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ground Italian seasoning. I have a feeling that this isn't gonna go super fast. So we're gonna have to put in our 4 packets of gelatin, mix it up very quickly, and then put in our mozzarella cheese and whisk it all until it's thoroughly combined. I'm kind of nervous about this part because I feel like this is where it could go terribly wrong. It just turns into a giant blob. Next up, we have 1 cup of low moisture shredded mozzarella. We're gonna mix this up really fast. Ready? Mm-hmm. Kind of looks gross. Yeah, it does kind of look peculiar. Next up, we're gonna pour this mixture onto parchment paper, and I'm gonna try to make it as symmetrical as possible so that I can cut it into nice pasta shapes. Strips. Pasta. Piece of the pasta. So here is our pasta. We're gonna wait 30 minutes to let it harden fully before we start cutting it into our pasta shapes. Fettuccine, I don't know what it's gonna be. But I'm regretting our choice of seasoning right now just because it like looks like specks that are inside there. And I probably should have just chosen like garlic or something that would have been more like evenly distributed. But, you know, we're going to see how this goes. You put some sauce and some Parmesan cheese on top. I bet you it's still going to taste really good.
It's giving me Laffy Taffy vibes, but it does not smell like a Laffy Taffy. I've never been a fan of the way that cheese smells generally, so it doesn't smell good.
I thought that mozzarella doesn't really have a scent.
It doesn't, but maybe when you change its like consistency, it gives off more like surface area, if you will. So here we are. It's been 30 minutes. We've had this out on our counter just setting up, and it is solid now. Like it's not going anywhere.
It's glossy.
So the next step in this process is pretty simple. We're gonna try to make this into spaghetti. No, not spaghetti, fettuccine. I'm not like really familiar with my
linguine,
fettuccine, my pasta shapes. Really, we're just trying to get like a consistent shape overall.
cavatappi.
Angel hair, I don't know. We're gonna go for something reasonable here, just to make it look like a little flat pasta. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, well.
Maybe a knife.
Which way? This way?
No.
Or this way? This way? Long? Short? Vertical? Horizontal? Parallelogram?
Pythagorean theorem.
I mean, this could be a noodle. Okay. What about that size? Oh, it's gelatinous.
Why would it be gelatinous?
Because it has 4 packets of gelatin in here.
Okay.
What? Please, do you want to remember when you did it? This kind of reminds me of cutting the lawn. I just kind of go in at whatever angle and start there and try to go in a straight line. But my husband has like a routine on how he cuts the lawn. Certain angles that he enters and exits the lawn. I'm just kind of like, whatever. So just to let everyone know, this is a rustic style pasta. And what that means really...
Freeform.
It's a free-form, more organic shaped pasta. In reality, that means that we don't know what we're doing and everything is a different size because we have no consistency in the way that we do things. So you can use that in your life too. When something doesn't look right, it's rustic, it's organic, okay?
Now we're getting really big.
I think we're almost there. Okay, one thing I will say is that the other recipe that we made with the egg yolk and this yields way more pasta because the other recipe that we made like 3 pieces of pasta that we had to share. So this definitely has more bang for your buck, if you will. In Italy, they make these little balls of the fresh pasta after they make it or after they craft it. So
Thumbnail. Act alive. Thumbnail.
Okay, so here we have our pasta. It's pretty much ready to go at this point. There's no other preparation that needs to be done. We have some Raos heated up. We're gonna dress this, put it in a bowl, and then go downstairs and try it. Okay, that's yours.
Okay. Mine looks mangled. So we're just taking the thumbnail of this video, and my plate looks mangled after Sarah tried to, pretend like I was eating it. So that's a little behind the scenes footage for you guys.
Mine looks okay still, though.
Yeah, of course it does.
I think it smells pretty good. Yeah.
Smells legit. Sarah's pasta cutting skills are no better than mine, I found out. Well, we always tend to do this, no matter what we're making. If we have to do something like 20, 30, 40 times, in the beginning, our attention is there, and then towards the end, they get bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. So, it's a rustic type of pasta. It's really organic. Free-form. So we will note that the creator of this recipe said that you should not be using super hot pasta sauce on the pasta because it will melt it. She also mentioned in her video that this would work great as a cold pasta substitute. So maybe like a pasta salad or something like that, which I haven't had in a long time, and I would actually like to try it if it turns out well. So let's give it a taste. I like it. Yeah, it's very good. You know what it reminds me of? Lasagna.
Lasagna noodles?
It tastes like they're pretty thick, so they taste kind of like lasagna noodles to me. It reminds me of like if you were to take lasagna and cut it up, and since you can't serve this super hot, it does kind of have that feeling of being kind of like on the cold side,
Yeah.
but I've eaten that cold before. Maybe like a deconstructed lasagna.
Yeah. Can't really taste the gelatin at all.
Does gelatin have a taste?
No. Some people don't like xanthan gum because it has like a slimy texture.
Really?
And I don't taste any type of weird textural issue with this.
You know, if you're trying to avoid eggs, then maybe this is a route to take if you missed out on the 2-ingredient pasta from last time that had the egg yolk and the mozzarella.
But I think it's really good. I would definitely give this recipe a try if you guys are looking for another noodle replacement.
I would say that if you're going to make a pasta salad, this would be a great replacement. None of these 2-ingredient pastas really hold up with hot sauce or baking. Like, they will fall apart. So
Because it's cheese.
try to keep it on the warm side, but not the hot side when you're trying these recipes. If you just accept them for what they are, I think that's how you're going to be the happiest in this situation. To me, I actually really like the taste of like a lasagna that's not like super piping hot, and it reminded me much of that. So take that how you will. Exactly. If you're thinking that you're going to have like a big old bowl of spaghetti piping hot, and it's going to be 100% like the spaghetti that you would eat before keto, then you may be a little disappointed. But you know what? Sarah and I really love trying these recipes. When we come across them, we're just kind of amazed that there's people out there that are like spending their time and their money trying to create these recipes for all of you. And we like to experiment and see if these recipes are good and share them. So if you guys see any cool, interesting, quick 2-ingredient recipes or anything like that you guys want us to try, please let us know in the comment section below or tag us at Keto Twins Official. If you guys would like to see one of the funnest videos that we've done in a long time, where we had a keto burger competition and made our husbands choose the winner, you can click on this video right here and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins, signing out.